This morning, I met a silly couple with a serious problem. Drug and alcohol use affects the whole family, particularly the children. And when both parties deny their own problems and point fingers at each other, they generally end up here in divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Desarae Russell and Zachary Russell. The two of you have been married 4 years. You have 2 children together. Mrs. Russell, you say that this man smokes entirely too much weed. Why don't you tell me how bad the weed issue is?
Well, this man spends about $2,000 to $3,000 a week on marijuana.
Hold up. $2,000 to $3,000 a week?
A week, yes.
Not a month?
No, he buys about 2 ounces a week.
What kind of weed do you smoke?
You know, that California good.
Where does he get that kind of money?
Hey, I have a prescription for it, all right, Your Honor?
He does have a prescription, but he feels the need to smoke with everybody and anybody. I know way
Hang on. What do you do for a living?
I work at a restaurant, and I also buy and sell stuff online.
You're very good at it. You must be. $2,000 to $3,000, unless she's got that wrong. Is she telling me a story?
She must be smoking something, because $2,000 to $3,000 a week is way too much.
Just about how much are you spending?
I would spend on the average week about 500. 500 is good. But we have an agreement where I have my money, she has her money. So it's not like I'm spending her money on my weed.
He's right. Mine goes to the bills.
Do you contribute at all to the financial goings-on in the house, light, rent, all that kind of stuff? Do you do that?
Oh, absolutely. I do pay the utilities, and I do chip in for the rent. I'm always buying food.
How big a chip do you put in?
Whatever she's lacking.
Yeah, whenever I spend every dollar in my check.
Primarily, it is her job to maintain the rent and the house financially.
Well, I help too, but for the most part, yes.
Yeah. But you're spending $2,000 a month on weed. Don't you feel a little bad about that?
Not really. Because, look, here's the thing. I may spend that on my weed, but all the time she's going out to the bars and she's spending $10, $12 on shots, and she's constantly drinking. I'm trying to go with her and hang out with her at these bars, and she's always like, nah, I need to wind down. I need my time to myself.
How often does she go to the bars?
Oh, every night. Every night she has to wind down.
Well, now let me ask you this. You've got a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. Who's taking care of them? I mean, you drunk, he's high. Who's looking after these people?
I primarily take care of the children. I completely disagree with his statement about me drinking all the time. I drink maybe like a Friday or Saturday. We have them in daycare as well as a babysitter, which I pay for. The babysitter's taking care of them. By the time that I get off work, there's probably like a 3-hour period between me getting off, going home, and the kids are already asleep.
The kids are always asleep because after work, she's going to the bar, and by the time she gets home, the kids are asleep. And she hired a babysitter because she's always getting sloshed. So that's why we have to pay the babysitter to come in and watch the kids.
No,
I'm a good dad. I pay attention to my kids. I love my kids. I support them. I'm always buying stuff for them, buying them new toys, stuff like that. The reason that we have a babysitter is because
I don't trust you with the kids.
Oh,
this man is always
whatever.
sleeping. He's always high.
How often does the babysitter come over?
Every day.
So they're in daycare all day. They have a babysitter every evening because you're drunk and he's high.
No, I'm not. I don't always drink.
Only
Well, what do you need a babysitter
why?
every night for then?
Because while I'm working, because I mainly work at nights, and while I'm working, I don't trust him with the children. Because when I'm working, I have numerous times come home and he's asleep, passed out. Like, you hear snoring, and that's it.
He's gone, and
He's
the kids
gone.
are just
and they're just
there.
roaming around, and my kids eating dogs, as he says, hot dogs, you know, and he has a whole package of hot dogs and a jar of pickles, and he's 2. You know, that's not what it can. And he's sleeping away like it's nothing. Why? Because he just smoked a blunt straight to the face and he's gone.
I mean, the guys, too. It's not like he's going to go outside or anything or open a door. I
That's
mean,
why
we
I have
have
a
the little
babysitter.
thing.
Oh,
Right?
you can't imagine what a 2-year-old can get into. Hey, you must really be high if you don't think a 2-year-old can't get. 2-year-olds don't do anything but get into trouble.
Yeah.
They get in. They put their head in the toilet. They they jump off of stuff.
Things in the outlet.
They're a casualty waiting to happen. You got to be on these people like white on rice.
I mean, when I smoke, I'm not like just dumb or like vegged out or anything, you know, like I'm still there. Like I have common sense. I mean, I'm not just like, oh, let them do whatever they want. You know, I mean, I am a good dad.
But it does slow your reaction time a little bit, wouldn't you say?
Oh, well, of course. I mean,
Well, see, he doesn't take like 1-2 hits. He himself smokes a whole entire blunt, and then he says, I gotta go lay down. And then he lays down and he falls asleep. He is, when he's awake, he's coherent enough to play with
To
the
function.
kids. Right, but when he smokes, I smoke cigarettes. I smoke maybe about once every 20, 30 minutes.
Your
This man
poor
smokes.
children. I mean, they're going to have secondhand smoke, nicotine
no.
problems. They're going to have a contact high from him. Good gravy. You guys quit. Ooh. Anyway. You say he's a great dad when he's not asleep.
Yes. Yeah, he plays with the kids. He's very interactive with them. He teaches them. Like, my kid knows how to count to 20, and he's 2. And that's because of him. I don't deny him being a good father, but I feel that if he just put the weed down or even slowed down, because his first love was Mary Jane, he will never put her down. Never. Like, that's just that. Everyone else comes second. Mary Jane is first.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever worry at all or get concerned that as your kids get older, that weed smoking might introduce them to ideas they ought not have?
That's amen.
I mean, I do worry about it, but I feel like we're going in the right direction, and eventually it's going to be recreationally. So, I mean, I'm hoping by the time they actually understand what I'm doing and what's
It'll
going
be
on.
legal for them to do it, too.
Yeah, we just have a little powwow. Like the natives used to do, smoke circles.
Smoke circles.
I mean, I'll wait till I turn 18.
See,
but...
whenever we talk about anything serious, he always has a joke to crack. Just like that.
Well, that's why you like him. That's why you married him, because he's funny and he entertains
Yeah, and he's easy to
you.
get along
and
with.
And he's easy to get along with because he's high all the time.
Yeah, but then
So we're going to move forward. We're going to get off this issue for a while because, Ms. Russell, you have a concern that you think is very basic to your life, is that your sex life has decreased 60 to 70%, and I want you to tell me why you believe that has occurred.
She's going out to bars till 10, 11 o'clock at night, coming home with dudes' numbers in her pockets. Then all of a sudden her cell phone is blowing up with text messages, phone calls, all this stuff. Then all of a sudden, oh, I have to go smoke a cigarette. So she goes outside with her little cell phone and her cigarette, because I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke to get high, I don't smoke to die. So she goes outside with her little cell phone and her little cigarette.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. So explain to me about the lack of romance at your house.
So when we first got married, we were very active, numerous times a day. And of course, when you have kids, it kind of dwindles down a little bit.
Sure.
But I realized that the more and more he's been smoking, because when we first got married, he didn't smoke nearly as much. But the more and more he's been smoking, the less and less sex we've been having. And he just passes out. And then when I try to go up and,
get something started.
Exactly. He'll take his end, and then he'll go right to sleep. And then I'm stuck there, and he wakes up and he goes, oh, that was so good last night.
Now, Mr. Russell, are you a selfish lover and someone who only satisfies himself and not worried about the wife?
Once you get the game-winning touchdown, I mean, you don't want to go out for another play.
I I so don't want to have this conversation. I was like, oh my God, let's talk about the cell phone. My understanding is, Mr. Russell, that you believe that your wife spends far too much time on social media.
Oh, absolutely. She always has these new guys sending her requests, and they're always commenting on her photos. Oh, you look good in that, you know, sexy, you know, stuff like that. And I mean, I'm okay with it. I realized a long time ago that dudes are going to try to get with my girl. You know, if they're not, then she's probably not that good looking and I shouldn't be with her. You know, when you're with a good looking girl, it's going to happen, you know, so I started to accept it. But where I start to draw the line, Judge, is whenever she's going out to bars till 10, 11 o'clock at night, coming home with dudes' numbers in her pockets, then all of a sudden her cell phone is blowing up with text messages, phone calls, all this stuff. And I'm like, hey, you know, who's calling you? Who's hitting you up right now? You know, it's 2 a.m. You know, what's the deal? We're married, you know? Oh, it's nobody. Oh, it's a wrong number. You know, then all of a sudden, oh, I have to go smoke a cigarette. So she goes outside with her little cell phone and her cigarette, because I don't smoke cigarettes. You know, I smoke to get high. I don't smoke to die. So she goes outside with her little cell phone and her little cigarette. And she's out there and she texting crazy, you know, she texting, she talking, like, hey, you know, who you texting? It's 2 in the morning, you know, what's up? Oh, it was a wrong number, it's nobody. Oh, I'm playing a game. You girl, you waking up and playing a game on your phone at 2 a.m.? I mean, come on, do I have stupid on my forehead?
Ms. Russell, Ms. Russell, are you going out at night, getting other guys' phone numbers, spending time on the phone, texting people back and forth?
Well, with all due respect, of course, when you go out and you're drinking, there's always those 1-2 people that are trying to give you a phone number, trying to get in your pants, and I have not accepted, not one time. When they give me the phone number, occasionally I've said, oh yeah, I'll go put this on the bathroom wall for you. You know, but other times, if I'm real saucy, I won't say anything, I'll put it in my pocket, and then I'll
forget
go
about
home.
it.
Right, exactly, and that's that. And there is no way that any of that is true because we share a phone.
You only have one phone?
We only have one phone. This man broke his phone and then claimed my phone. And so now we share a phone, and if I ever want to use the phone, I have to ask him permission. So that's, you know, that's nowhere true.
That is true. There's always people blowing up the phone. Like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, how'd you get this number? Oh, don't worry about it. Remember that guy that called the other day and I was like, hey, who is it?
Mr. Russell, talk to me. Some guy called the other day and said what?
Some guy called the other day and was like, hey, sexy, and I was like, hey, how you doing? I mean, I was like, yo, what's up? What's your name, you know? And, oh, is this Sarah? No, this isn't Sarah, you know? What's up, though? Who are you, cutie, you know? Just trying to get some sort of information, you know? And he was, oh, don't worry about it. Click, and just, like, hung up. Then I call back, and it's like, no answer. I text, you know, no response. And it's like, you know, what's up? Who's calling you sexy? You know, we're supposed to be married, you know? I mean,
I got you. I got you.
Well, we'll be at the store, and he'll smell a skunk, as he'll say it.
Hold up. He'll smell a skunk. What does that mean?
He'll smell marijuana on somebody.
Oh.
He has the nose, and he'll hunker his head down and go like a dog.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on social media. Go to facebook.com/divorcecourt and follow us on Twitter and Instagram @divorcecourt. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram @divorcecourt. Mrs. Russell, you say your husband disrespects your household by bringing home random people that you don't know and you don't know if they're cool. Why don't you tell me your concerns in that regard?
Well, we'll be at the store, and he'll smell a skunk, as he'll say it, and he'll be like, puff, puff, pass. And then I'll ask him to come on over, and then all of a sudden we have 2-3 random people at our house smoking.
Hold up. He'll smell a skunk. What does that mean?
He'll smell marijuana on somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, he has the nose, and he'll hunker his head down and go like a dog. And that's how I know that he smelt something. It's like they're bears or something, you know?
So whenever he meets someone who he believes smells of marijuana, he brings them home to smoke with him.
Yeah, or people in our we live in an apartment complex, and I can't tell you how many people have been like, so I smell this aroma from your place, and I was kind of wondering if maybe you had something. Maybe.
Do you invite a lot of people to partake with you?
Oh yeah, Sharon's Karen. I told you.
And
about
I'm sure
this
you check
circle.
for their medical card before you give them a joint, though,
Oh,
right?
Everyone. it's all-
Absolutely. Aren't you a little concerned by and seriously though, bringing random folks over when you got a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old?
Yeah.
Because random people are random people, and you don't know what kind of random habits they have.
You're right.
And you're high.
I'm just looking for better connects.
But I'm serious, though. Seriously, though. Don't bring
Seriously.
random folk home. You want to be random, go random over somebody else's house. But don't random around your kids like that, because you just, one moment you're looking and you never know, you never know. My father used to bring, they were hard drinking dudes back in the day. And she said, I always knew where all the men were, and I always know where you were. And if one man passed that line, that invisible line in the house, she was right behind him, because you can't trust nobody.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? You can't trust anybody around your kids.
Yep.
So you be cool.
It's like the mama bear.
Yeah.
You know, it automatically
you got to
comes
be
in.
all over that. You know.
Yep.
You know, little. Uncle Fred isn't cool all the time. You know what I'm saying?
We had the other day, there was this lady that had came by. He had gone to the vending machine to get himself a drink, and some lady had came by knocking on the door. I didn't know who it was. I just got off work. I put my pants on. I open up the door, and her head pops around the corner real quick right into my face, and I was like, hi? And she had stated, I smell what you have. I want what you have. I have what you have, but I need what you have. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have anything you need. You know, and immediately the mama bear in me kind of comes out, and my fist kind of clenches up, because I'm not sure what she's trying to do, what she needs, what I have, you know? And I don't smell it that often anymore, just because I'm so desensitized by it, you know?
Right.
And apparently she had smelled that, and that's what she wanted. And she had came by, random lady, he never met her before, and was looking for what we had. He's constantly bringing around random people, intentionally or unintentionally, that want what we have, you know? And that's not something that I have.
And don't worry you at all?
Yeah, sometimes, but not too often. I mean, potheads typically aren't violent, dangerous people. You know, so if someone wants a little pot, I don't get nervous. My red flag doesn't go up. They're not an immediate danger or threat, because, I mean, we're peaceful people.
You're just sitting there.
Right, we're just.
Yeah, because they take naps.
Gotcha.
Couch lock.
Gotcha.
Couch locked.
Be a part of the divorce court conversation on social media. People always have something to say. We put new clips on Instagram every week. You, him, and a sugar daddy all lived in one house?
Yes.
Can't make this stuff up. You can follow us on Facebook and check out our Twitter feed. You can also use the resources on our new website, divorcecourt.com. Are people around you tearing your relationship apart? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. and Mrs. Russell, I've enjoyed you. You've amused me. I'm glad you came. I know you guys aren't going to separate, so I'm not going to pretend like you are. I will say this to you. Please heed my cautions about the random people in the house. That's the only thing that really kind of concerns me a little bit, is you got the random folks in the house, you got the little kiddies. Never a cool thing to do. But what I would do if I were you, you guys need to stay together, love one another, put down the intoxicants every once in a while, just, you know, so you can be clear-headed and it's a fun thing just to be sober and with it and be able to think and not have to intake something into your body in order to have a wonderful day. And please, whatever you do, keep him off the streets. This matter is adjourned. It appears that even though Sara and Zachary have a lot of bad habits, they have enough people and enough help in the house that their kids are safe and okay. But as the kids grow up, I hope they start putting the intoxicants down. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com.